Welcome back, Thunderleaf friends. Appreciate you joining us here for another episode of Donnie Does It. So we're starting a new project this week. We finished up on the Floral Dragon last week. So that project is a wrap. We're going to move on to something a little different. We've done a couple kind of fantasy models. Somebody wanted to see some sci-fi models, so we're doing giant space robots here at Thunderleaf Games. So appreciate you all taking a little time on your Thursday to join us. We are just a little home for everybody to relax, unwind, just kind of get that last oomph to get through the week. And as always, we'd want to provide some different content for y'all. So we've got our flagship show on Mondays with Donnie, or with Humblewood right now we're doing. I'm DMing that for the group, and we're going to get back on plot maybe for like 5 seconds. Otherwise, we've got rave reviews on Wednesdays and Sunday nights. So definitely check that out. And congratulations to my producer, Greg, who completed Dark Souls 1 last night. So awesome job there. And thank you, Greg, for being our producer. Want to shout out here a couple other things we use. So right now we're using it's IO. Let's see here. Make sure I give the right information. Artlist.io for our music. Artlist.io for our music. And this week we're going to thank Games Workshop for the cool little model we're going to be working on. So yeah, I've been doing Warhammer painting for, well, technically since I was like middle school, but that really doesn't count. It was like smearing crayons on things at this point, that level. But things have come a long way. We're going to do some new models. Yeah, I've done one of these Redemptor models before. This one we're going to do Deathwing theme is what it's called. So the army is Dark Angels, and the specific group is Deathwing, which is a like khaki bone color, which is where we're just going to start out. How's it going, Hydra? Hi, Binary. Thanks for joining us today. Hope your week's going well. Yeah, a couple things. We'll show off a couple things here to start with, and then we'll dig into this new model. So, firstly, just a little throwback to where we were last week. We've got, let's see if we can get them in frame here. No, not right there. Need to move the mic further away or a little closer, do you think? Okay, let's pull that back just a little bit. Let us know if anybody has any different sound for us. But yeah, we've got the Floral Dragon from last week. Just turned out really cool. Hey, Sunshine, how's it going? And then this is kind of what we're going for. So this is a different style of Dreadnought, one I've painted before. So we're looking at something like that. So we got some battle damage on this one. There's still some details I can go back and finish on this to really clean it up and finish it. But overall, it looks great on the table. So that's kind of where we're aiming. I'm going to try some new techniques because, I'm never quite satisfied and always want it to look a little better. So we're going to try some sponging. Turned out really well for binary. We'll see how it works for me. And yeah. Yeah, I knew some of you would love the Warhammer lore. Let's bring lore chat to Donnie Does It too. So yeah, these are dreadnoughts. So yeah, walking sarcophagi. They put like the dead guy into the suit, make him keep his brain hooked up, I guess. I don't know what exactly. I'm terrible with lore, but I do like the models in the game, even though I'm terrible at it. All right, so I'm thinking tonight we're going to start with taking care of some of our metallics. As you see, I did not fully assemble the model. I kept it in a couple parts. This thing is really big, like probably bigger than the bust I did. It's just a lot easier to attack in parts. All right, that makes more sense than really a dead guy, but mostly dead guy. Usually, it's like the most honored people. They bring back, keep them fighting, and yeah. So in this army, there's three different like I think it's legions. I think is what they are. But there's the Deathwing, which is usually Terminators, and they're like oldest units, people who've been around forever. And then there's Ravenwing, which is usually painted black and is all our bikers and things like vehicles. And then there's the Green Wing, which is your like infantry models, which is kind of why I like this army is you get to paint three different ways. Because my ADD really does hate painting the same way over and over again. Which is why my armies generally are in a constant state of in progress. Sorry, your day's going awful there, sunshine. Glad you are here at least. How's everybody else doing? Uh, Binary's eating some amazing hamburgers from the looks of it today. A little bit jealous, can't lie. It's not only dark Mountain Hydra, it's grim dark. They make up a whole special term. Oh, sorry, y'all. Let's adjust that camera so I'm actually on camera, huh? Chat, you're so entertaining. Me and the producer weren't even looking at that. See here. Well, there we go. We're gonna get it right here eventually. Yeah, definitely a good point there, Binary. And it's honestly one of the smartest things they ever did. Is now there's no reason not to paint your army however you want. There's no like, there's great starting points, but if you're different, well, I'm one of the 100 sub chapters, and nobody cares. Looks awesome. Oh yeah, I mean, it's almost a meme now. You see every couple weeks, like the Hello Kitty Space Marine, where they're all pink and white and stuff like that, and they're great. No such thing as a bad model with paint on it. Hey ALC, hey Ali, what's going on? Glad to have you here today. Yeah, Sunshine has some of the most fun armies I've seen. I got the opportunity to play his all orc buggy list just the other weekend, and it is just awesome. It's got the Batmobile, got the um, Back to the Future. Why am I blanking on the name? Somebody help me out here. DeLorean. Got a couple of those as orc buggies, and just the most ridiculous fun lists he comes up with. Like, and I love that. Like, play what you think is awesome. And he's a good enough player that it doesn't matter. He plays it great. It still stomps me. So that was a really good game. Well, for any new watchers out there, we're really happy to have you here today. Just enjoying some hangouts, some cool vibes. We really do like that. If you're new, shout out your favorite 40K army. We definitely want to know. We also want to know why it is Dark Angels. So my whole vibe with this army is I never did Space Marines, which are kind of the default army for Warhammer. I'd done just about everything but, and then I decided it would be really cool to have an army that's just nothing but Terminators. And so that's what I did. I went out and bought a bunch of old used Terminator models, and I have about like, I think I got like 40 or 50 Terminators that I could technically probably field. Um, and it's just ridiculous, and I love it. And then once you start, like, collect, you want something else, and you want something else to keep building. That is fair. Chaos Marines are awesome. Like, I wish old school corn Terminators were still a thing. They were just awesome models, but you don't ever see those anymore. So if you want to see cool stuff from Shared, just have time to hang out. We have Discord. You can get access to that with our Patreon. Love to have people join us. Just a wholesome place. We share pictures and mostly just tell each other we're gonna fight each other. You know, whatever happens that day. In general, just a awesome little supportive place, though. Oops. So as you sometimes you can see, I'll like brace my hands on each other, and then I try and aim the model so it's just up and down. It's kind of a brush control technique for some of those narrow areas. And if you're shaky like me, just helps keep things nice and steady. Well, thank you. Yeah, that was just a recent project. I just been practicing doing like blazing techniques. There is a cool guide out there. If you search power swords on Reddit, you'll get a great painting guide. See if I can find who posted that originally, real quick. But took his technique and then I added a like glossy glaze or varnish on it, just on the blade. I used the like storm shield um, glaze in a bottle. Here. Now that I want to find it and share this person's great little tutorial. But yeah, basically I just started with a real dark color, blue, and then I blocked out an area of a light blue, and then really, really watered down, just added a little bit of color, blending those edges together until I got that mix. Actually was surprisingly quick. There's the guide. Drop that in chat for you. Oh yeah, I bet. Grey Knights is a cool army. They're doing them wrong at the moment, but another really cool like all Terminator army, so I definitely dig it. So I'm starting kind of things that are, all these small details that are buried into the model a little bit. Get those before working out. It's good practice. I don't usually remember to do so, but here we are. We did this time. Listen, it's taken me more than 10 years to paint 3 armies, and I still have not painted all of them. Then we have Chris, who does one just about every 6 weeks. So, what was everybody's first army? I was a Tau player. How embarrassing. You know, sorry for the meme. I have nothing against Tau. I like my commie fishes. Three Little Mushroom Men. That's my new favorite army, right there. I'm on board. Where our lore guy tells you you're an orc player as well, Greg. The real trap with painting things in pieces like this that I paint off stream again for y'all. is that I get to paint details that will absolutely never ever be seen because when I put them together, they'll be smushed together and absolutely invisible. Oh well. I usually think of that just after I finish painting something. I'm like, oh, that was dumb. That's not a bad practice, says our producer, and he's not wrong. But like, why would they put this detail here? Like, there's like buttons on the bottom of this model that sit. I guess you could kind of see them, but like, you could also just never see them at all. That's what happened in my last game, Aiden. I had a small elite army, and then all of a sudden, turn one, he was literally in the back corner of my backfield. Only one guy, but yeah, that was rough. Some of these things I'm painting in here silver, I'm probably going to go back over later, but silver is a nice one because it can add, even if you paint another color over it, um, all of a sudden it just adds something to that paint in there. Especially great if you like to use contrast as well in your model, which I definitely do. They have a very important place in model painting. Binary is about at that point where he's going to have to start paying people to take his armies because otherwise he's going to have to start paying for his storage. I tell you what, I'm a Drukhari player as well, Aiden. I'm 100% down for a Drukhari Ghost Knights opening box set for 11th. Yeah, last week I think we were talking about what model I should paint next, and the consensus was uh, ninja robot imps, I think is what we decided. And so we decided that was Necrons. Dude, that makes so much sense. Like, Necrons and Ebron. Now, were they bad guys or player characters? I was going to say, oh, Warforged. Perfect. Oh, 5e setting got to be Eberron for sure. Yeah, that's kind of where I started. Well, I mean, I did start, I guess, at some point at Baldur Gate type areas, but my first campaign I really ran was Eberron. It was a very homebrewed system. Played with Amy from our mainstream. That's kind of how we met, and yeah, it was awesome. Ended with a Warforged Titan marauding through a barbarian horde that was working to invade, and it was just an epic ending. I want to play Age of Sigmars. Anything that stands out to you? So I keep looking at the item at Deepkin because I have a handful of models for him already, and they are just cool. I mean, turtles are part of the army. I could probably even get my fiance to buy me one of those models. Let it stay on her desk, and I get away with it. Thanks, Madam Hydra.
Don't encourage him, right?
Yeah, Madam Hydra says they love real life lore dumps. So, little nerd uh, moment here with our model. It's got movable parts. Okay, but I pick up. Yeah, there we go. Wee! Just little things. And then this one rotates there. There's something else too. Oh, yeah, little. Yeah. So I can really play War Barbies. Great. Oh, Space Barbies? Stand corrected. Space Barbies. I can't deny it. What can I say? That's where my next campaign is going to be, Greg. You can't do that one. I did actually start writing. I think I have like 2 chapters of a Kabara pirate themed Eberron campaign that I started writing for us. Still buried in my Google Drive somewhere. But we're just too busy with like a dozen other things we're doing anyway. So we'll get there eventually. Well, I gotta hold it really close or else I shake. Getting yelled at because I keep pulling my models off the camera. So if you are new, we want to welcome you, of course. Appreciate you joining me today. This is our kind of weekly chill session where we just get to hang out and do a little hobbying, a little intentional time here, focus for the next rest of the week. Yeah, just a nice, wholesome place to hang out. One of my favorite things to do is hang out. We did once a week painting sessions at the hobby shop. Kind of how I really got back into the hobby. I really got into the hobby even. I was definitely into playing and still do some tournament play, but just hanging out, chatting at a table, while you paint some models, learn some new techniques. It's a big part of the hobby. And if you are new to us, definitely, as you can tell, we're talking a little D&D. We've got a lot of different areas we all have of our own little areas of nerddom. And so yeah, check out our D&D game we're playing on Mondays. We're exploring Humblewood. Cute furry creatures doing terrible, terrible things. We also have a video game stream thread or stream on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. Just finished up Dark Souls, and it sounds like we're going to be going to Rapture next for a little spooky underwater adventure, which I am so here for. It's okay, I'm safe. I know what's going to happen already. My fiance's mocking me in the back because I'm not a scary movies fan. And that game scared the hell out of me the first time I played it. It was like probably 11 o'clock at night, and I'm sitting there, and that first jump scare, holy moly, over the back of my chair almost. Those look really cool. So is anybody else hobbying out there? My fiance is doing some cricket hobbying behind me. I'm gonna have to put like some tape on my desk. Yep. And then some handcuffs that keep me from jerking back towards me on the far side of the desk. Oh, look at that. Ask and you shall receive. I don't believe it, Madam Hydra. I don't believe for even a single second. And yeah, definitely does not require talent. There's a lot of practice. There's a lot of techniques, and that's true, I think, of most hobbies. Like, am I ever gonna win a Golden Demon Award, which is what they call like award-winning Warhammer painting? Well, at the same time, though, I can do some things that I'm very proud of now, and it's really cool. And that's true, I think, of all hobbies. I mean, you can go out and you don't have to be a pro bowler to enjoy going bowling, you know? The other thing I actually heard today on, I don't even know where I heard it, probably some YouTube short as I was getting ready, explaining how talent or creativity is not a talent. It's a way of thinking. So it's about stretching your brain, getting outside of the mold. And that's why doing something like this, just setting aside intentional time to do something that engages a little different aspect of your mind is just such a great activity to do. Being flexible in your thoughts and intentional with it, pretty good stuff. Even with the tape. That is the middle of the tape. Get some stuff out of it. That'll help too. There's definitely skill there, Brandon. Not necessarily on the dice rolls, but I know you are a humble man, so we all respect that. Your skill in gaming is pretty awesome. But in the end, I am one of those that it's just about going, push some models around, roll some dice, see how things go. Like, I'm terrible at the game, and I just have a good time. A lot of silver today. We're getting through the silver. Um, I'm honestly always shocked at how far paints go. Period. I will say they dry out quick, like on the paintbrush. So you have to keep your brush reset every once in a while. You have to keep adding water to the paint, making sure it's in that sweet spot. But it is also one that you just use a lot of. I probably bought more silver paint than any other single color. Got a reference piece next to me, so I'm kind of peeking at that. So anybody else got anything on their painting board this week? Okay, Greg, when you're clipping this, me subtly moving that piece out of my way is to just show off that the piece moves. That's the clip. No. I used a new rotary tool to sand a lot of this time. Don't know that I love it. I certainly won't be using it very heavily. I definitely even have some battle damage on this mob. It was not necessarily intentionally planned, but it was less tedious. So building models is by far my least favorite part. Well, friends, welcome Josh of a inner circle predator distractor. Nice. Yeah, I'd like to get a predator. They're cool, just tanks. Welcome to chat, Josh. We appreciate you being here. Yeah, I've got some inner circle half done. They're super cool models. little guides for me here. Oh yeah. My producer's keeping me in line, everybody. Well, just a friendly reminder, please hit that follow button for us. We still growing channel here and really trying to just, make a fun little place for everybody in the world, our own little corner of the internet, and definitely be a part of helping us. Huge way to do it. just hit that follow button for me or subscribe button. I need to get. I'm surprised I've never really gotten into reading the 40K books. As many books as I've listened to and things. Now that they're on Audible, I probably should make my dive into some. Yeah, you got to find that inspiration somewhere. How do other people motivate themselves for painting something? I know some of us are like driven because, hey, I want to put this on table. Josh, that's a great way. Read a book about it and get into that lore and that story. And just want to kind of bring it to life. Oh crap! This character's gonna be in a game tonight. All right, 3/4 of the silver done. We're there. We're almost there. I swear. Next stream will probably be a little bit more exciting for the paint colors. Um, the big model. Ooh, favorite mini paint? Usually the one I'm currently painting. No. So it's that I try new things all the time. I mean, I've definitely have like least favorite ones for sure. But I definitely like the fantasy miniatures. Like I like doing a one-off miniature that I can kind of like focus on. So the problem with Warhammer is so much batch painting. Um, I generally don't like huge models, despite what I've been doing for stream here. Um, I just have too much ADD. Like I like to do a couple different things each time I'm painting, and with a lot of Warhammer models, you're having either a big one like this that you're going to spend, unfortunately, an hour and a half painting silver, um, or you have, six guys. So you're painting all six guys the same thing. Whereas doing a D&D movie mini or a fantasy mini, usually you're focused on that one mini because that's your centerpiece for the game you're about to play or something along those lines. Um, yeah, so probably fantasy minis more than anything. I thought I've seen your like cyberpunk characters of mini. Oh, sorry, bumped the camera, y'all. But hardcore head butted it. It was really, really metal. There's a really cool, there's lots of really cool Star Wars models out there. I'm just saying, Madam Hydra. Might have to find like an R2D2 miniature. That'd be awesome. Oh yeah, like there's so much Star Wars out there. Yeah, yeah. My producer just pointed out the thing that's got me and my fiance extremely stressed out. We had the discussion today that so I'm getting married here in just a couple weeks, and my insistence is that we've still got a couple months because we've got September and October still. Realistically, it's 16 days, right? 16 days. Less than 2 weeks till the Thunderleaf crew unites up for the first ever in person all hands Thunderleaf department meeting. We even have a spreadsheet agenda for the week. We're ready. Very professional. I just got a nerd behind me. I could barely hear it, but I heard it. To be fair, that accusation happened internally too. It's appreciated. I don't think I'm on the fight list though, am I? The rescue can have black eyes. It's fine. The talking point. I'm not getting in on that. Areas like this is why you do your silver first, because I just got silver all over the tan areas. Like start deep on the model, work your way up. Here's our Monday stream. Monday. The Madam Hydra fight Thunderleaf Games. Oh, I'm 100% Team Jedi, so guess me and Ray have a reason to fight now. Even our Star Wars special, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I had to play the neutral at least. We are getting close, Aiden. Thanks for peeking back in. I'm looking forward to being done with the silver. But we're almost there. Thinking over, I think I might be there on the silver. A lot of it. Brush is never going to be the same. Well, I scooched everything a little bit there. No. All right, so we are done with silver. So we're kind of in that next planning stage here. So planning a little bit for next week too. We got some reds. Big common factor anywhere around weapons. It's kind of disappointing around these weapons here. Plastic, or I don't know what they are, but these parts of the gun. The fingers here I like to paint red and right along this. It'll pop real bright. It's kind of part of the theme for them. And then we'll get some gold in there on the trim, around this middle piece. A couple other spots I'm sure we'll put some. So this one's not as decorated a model as some. And then we'll add some color for the lights, some reds and greens maybe for the little buttons and things that are going to pop up. Clean up the khaki color a little bit. And we'll have some shading to do. Really want to try some cool plasma glowy effects in my weapon. That'll be a nice little challenge. And then we'll work into a little bit more highlights, things like that. I've got a little new tool coming, and I'm gonna try some sponging. But yeah, otherwise we're coming along nicely. Big model, a lot of work to do, but gonna be fun to get on the table eventually here. Jedi shouldn't have ever been generals. That wasn't the purpose of the Jedi. You're exactly right. That's what was the problem. They weren't supposed to be a political force like that or a military. They were supposed to be peacekeepers. So much for that. They went, we won't go political, actually. uh, but yeah, really appreciate everybody that's joining us this week. I'm about to wrap up here. Yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll be back same time next week. Finish up this model. Well, not finish up this model. Keep working on this model. And yeah, another chance to focus in, have a little intentional time for the week, zone out, whatever it may be that helps you get through to the end. We're here for it. So yeah, thanks everybody and have a great night.